So you ever seen that ad? Of course, it's famous. I'm falling and I can't get up.
I don't know that I have.
You've never
Oh
heard that?
yeah, no, the elderly people. Yes.
Yeah. Unlike us, we're talking about the elderly people, right?
Yeah,
I'm falling, I can't get up.
yeah.
Yeah. So Kevin, my CRM's all screwed up and I can't get up.
Yeah. That's not unusual.
It's not unusual. You know where I think? Hey, let me ask you first. You're the one that came up with this topic. What's the number one mistake you see loan officers doing on their CRM?
Well, I'm always looking at because I coach the managers, right?
No,
I'm
I
not
get it. I get it.
is a company, but I think from the LO point of view,
Yeah.
um, it's two extremes. One is they're spending a lot of time in their CRM, and the truth
Yeah.
is they're trying to create content and they're thinking it's going to get them all sorts of loans,
Hmm.
and that's not what that strategy is about. But they're really using it so they don't have to make calls. So
That's
that's one extreme.
exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. I think 100% is if I have a CRM, I can flick a switch. So the ad told me. So my recruiter told me, is the old
Yeah,
joke in the
yeah,
Air Force.
yeah.
My recruiter told me. So
And then the other extreme is they don't do anything with it.
yeah. So I'd say the number one mistake is exactly that. I'm not doing anything with it. And I think the number two is I'm involved in it too much. So what I mean by that is I think a loan officer's job is to have conversations, right? That's where all the money's made,
Yeah,
both the referral
originating.
partners, and we talk to referral partners so we can have conversations with borrowers, right?
Correct.
I think a big mistake loan officers make in their CRM is they're the ones doing it.
Yeah.
You know, that now I'm suddenly a software engineer and I got to put that hat on as well as my marketing to actually take applications and all the things required to be a successful loan officer.
Yeah.
And I can kind of tap out and go work on my CRM. But I think a CRM is very important. I just don't know if we need to be the ones. In fact, I know we don't.
Yeah.
The ones actually pushing the buttons.
Well, and in leadership, we coach on kind of the six pillars for growth. And one of them is create a magnetic marketing so that
Hmm.
you are getting some inquiries. And the
Hmm.
goal, I think the goal with social media and your CRM is to do a couple things. One, it will buy brain cells and you get some brand recognition. So
Okay.
they see you again and again and again, right? Just like the F-150 pickup truck commercial, right? On TV. You see the same thing again. But it helps you because people are so bombarded with stuff. Two, it eventually creates a curiosity. You hit on a topic and they go, hey, Carl, I want to know more about that. And then three, what we see is people who really work this along with calls, work this magnetic thing with social media, whatever you want to call it, the magnetic attraction machine, as we call it. Um, they will end up on average doing three or four more loans a month
Yeah.
than LOs not. But
Yeah.
but with managers and LOs, I see multiple things consistently that are they probably shouldn't be doing, and then there's a handful of things there's several things they shouldn't be doing, which they are,
And,
and
and several
then
things they should be. All right, let's
yeah,
go back. And I just I want to put a wrap a bow on what I said.
okay,
I think a CRM is very important. In fact, in my case, I think it's so important. I have a full-time person that does that. Like,
hmm
I think it's incredibly important. And I think for us as leaders, and I'm talking to you and me and our entire audience here, as leaders, knowing what needs to be done is absolutely critical. The one actually pushing the buttons on the software, that's where we tend to get lost and I got to figure it out. And I spend a week or two or a month or two or never figuring it out. And then I don't actually doing it. So I think knowing what to do or what not to do is infinitely important. And then give that information to some 10th grader and let them go in and figure out the actual software. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
I'd agree with you. Yeah, let's because you're like the expert on content and getting things out there. So let me share the handful of things I think you shouldn't be doing. I'd love your input on this.
All right.
So
So,
the first thing I think that they do wrong is the manager and or the LO is expecting social media and the CRM to replace the need to call. It's
mm,
right. It is the truth is it's the call that still wins the deal, that still builds the relationship. Social media in your CRM is kind of like the jab in the fight,
mhm,
right? But it's not the hook, it's not the knockout punch.
mhm.
So, but it's buying your brain cells. You're there again and
I
again and getting
agree.
their attention.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing I think that goes wrong is they, man, they, I don't know, they let the database go stale. It's not kept up to date. It's not large enough. It's not a lot of times not the best audience, or a lot of contacts are really left out that should be in there. And so, and if you're not staying in front of them, all these different people, all the potential people you want to build a relationship, somebody else is going to be. And so you,
Oh, even if you are, somebody else is going to be. Just to make it clear. So I agree with you. I think stay in, and I think that was the name of a CRM. I don't know if I'm assuming they're still in business. It was called Top of Mind or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Great name for a CRM because that's exactly what a CRM is designed to do. Is that when we're at a party and a buddy of mine's talking about buying a house, you're top of mind for me to refer to you. And boy, CRM is great at doing that. So when you say going stale, is that for the most part not contacting them often enough? You think?
that's part of it. Or they haven't updated it. They haven't even looked at it. They haven't cleaned it up. There's all sorts, or there's a lot of people they don't add. There's a lot of loan officers who say, I don't even have a database, right? And so,
Hmm.
which isn't true. They just don't know how to get one together. But um, tell me this one. I see this one a lot. Company, well, yeah, we're working on it. We're picking the CRM, and then they use the CRM to do file enhancement while the file's in processing. They want it to, I mean, literally, I've seen them spend thousands of hours and dollars. Well, first we want to get it set up so that when a loan's in process, it's sending out our updates. It's staying in touch with the realtor, and so that they always know what's going on the file with us. And the truth is, what they're really saying to the loan officer, to the processor, to the LP, oh, you don't have to call these people and talk to them and build the relationship. I think that's a mistake to you. I mean, you can involve it. What's your, I don't know that I'm saying it well. Does that make sense though?
Yeah, it makes perfect
They
sense.
use
It
it
does.
more for the loan process than they do creating more business.
Hmm. So what you're saying is they use it like once a loan comes in for touching, but not so much the pre app. Let's call it.
Yeah. But exactly. But then you're telling your employees, well, you don't have to really do what your job is and reach out and touch the customer. Because how many people then, oh yeah, well, we're sending them an email. They've been getting updates.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
it's crazy. The other one, and there's two pieces to this. The first is
Okay.
letting a generic marketer
Mm.
create your content. I see mortgage companies say, well, I just hired somebody that got a great marketing background. But the truth is, they don't know anything about the business. So the content is not about real experiences or wins or what what helps clients and referral sources. So the marketing person, nothing against marketing people, right? Good
Yeah.
folks,
Mhm.
but they don't really know the mortgage business, so the content's weak. Or on the opposite side, the loan officer who's a good salesperson and a good loan officer, they think they're good at writing content and they're a marketer. And
Mm.
man, I've learned from you, writing content, that's a whole different skill level
Well,
and a
you know what I think it is. I think our content. Maybe this is a different episode, but our content has to sound like us. That's like I see all this content on AI. I can smell it a mile away. Like I can, and I don't know why it matters because it still might be quote great content, But for me, if I know AI generated, which I can always, not always, but I think I can
Yeah.
98% of the time tell. I don't know, for some reason, it doesn't connect me with that individual as much as if I think they were sitting at the keyboard and, and kind of type. And what I mean is, like, I wanted it to sound like them, you know?
Well, that's kind of my next point. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
Now, what I've noticed is I've had people tell me, Kevin, did you write that or is that AI? It was really good. In other words, they
Mhm.
know I knew it wasn't you because it was really good.
Well, and that's my point, in that, they're used to getting an email from me as if I was writing in crayon, and then suddenly, I'm Ernest Hemingway, and it's
Yeah,
like, okay,
exactly.
so it's got to sound like you, and got to be kind of congruent, and
But
and I
kind
agree
of
with you. And
along that line, here's what I see companies do. This is a biggie,
tell
and I
me.
think it's a huge mistake. Companies say, well, we're going to write the content. We want it to be our brand. And so they will have it professionally written or AI or whatever they do, but they're branding only the company and not the loan officer with it.
Mm,
And so the LO, people see it, but unless that LO is talking to people a lot, there's not always that connection. And the
hmm
truth is, people refer people, not logos. They
hmm
really, the deal is done with your loan officer. And so I think companies that are just creating content and they think they're helping folks and their loan officers, I think they make a mistake. They should help create the message
hmm
and then help get it in the name and style of the does that make
hmm
sense?
it does. Coming from my perspective, not my company's perspective.
Right.
So I do. I think, that's like I've always thought, like on a business card, I want, like in my case, it would be, Carl White in big, huge, 100 font. Um, Maybe my picture, which I think having a picture on there is important. Which
Yeah.
I also think having the picture actually look like you is important too, good or bad, right? In my
Yeah.
case. Uh, but I think, to like for me, it'd be Carl White, powered by Success Mortgage Partners, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm proud of the company I work for. It's a great, great, great company, right? That I work with. As I'm sure the people that's listening to this, your company is great for you.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, that's not the biggest font. My company's not the biggest font on my business card. I'm the biggest font, and frankly, they're a little bit on the smaller side because I want people doing business with me, not
100.
my company per se, whoever I worked with, right? Per se. So,
Well, and if company branding is all it's about, the loan officer, I mean, you're really trying to be a rocket. Nothing against rocket, they're huge, right?
yeah,
But
mhm,
it's a different model. If you're
yeah.
using loan officers, you really got to have them in your promotion, and then that way people will more likely remember them and your company when you put it together.
hmm
And then I think probably the last thing that's a negative that I see that people shouldn't do, in my opinion, they want to get the system, but man, they want to every whistle and every they make it way too hard. It's too complex. It's too time consuming, and so then it just kills your inconsistency because nobody can figure it out. It's you might as well be flying a space shuttle or something, right? It's
I've often thought like when we're working, like when Diane and I were first working on our CRM way back when, and we started with literally nothing, as everybody does, right? Instead of trying to get everything turned on at once, we thought if we can just get one campaign per month, just one
yeah,
campaign, one thing, maybe it's updating everybody on their files automatically, or maybe it's marketing to referral partners, or maybe it's marketing past database. If we can just get one thing going per month, at the end of the year, you got 12 different campaigns
100%.
automatically running, and I think you're right. It's like, well, I got to get everything going this week. Not a good plan. So, all right. So we were thinking it'll replace my need to call,
Right,
letting my database go stale, generic marketing,
right,
uh, promoting company but not self,
right.
and five, trying to eat the whole elephant in one sitting instead of one bite at a time.
Absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
and then,
So,
but there's some to-dos they should do.
all right. Tell me that.
Well, I think it's almost the opposite of what we've said, but
Mhm.
one, the database, every LO should have a database and almost immediately get 400 plus contacts. So it's not just your leads, and it's not just your past clients, but it's your course referral sources you want to meet. You got to, get a bigger, wider net. Invest realtors, builders, investors, personal contacts and spheres of influence, friends, family, people who love you, right? How
Mhm.
many times have as a loan officer, people said, "Oh my God, that's right, you're in the mortgage business. I just bought her. I just refinanced. I forgot about that."
Mhm.
How many deals are lost that way every year? So I think that, your database is your fishing pond. And some of the pond's going to be deep, some of it's going to be thinner at the edges, but you still want to have it and work it. Is the way I think about it.
Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next.
You want to have your socks blown off?
Yeah.
All right. You just made a great point that I'll make sure everybody got. Even if you have no closed loans, put everybody in your CRM as part of the sphere of influence thing that's your part of your past database.
Yeah.
I'll give you a number. So I learned early in my career that I was not in the mortgage business. I was marketing to my database business. Right? I happened to be selling loans, but
Yeah.
I was a marketer to my past database. That's where all the money was made. So we all know the number of for every 100 people you have in your CRM and you're marketing to them, right? You're actually doing something, the big three, you're calling, you're emailing, and you're snail mailing all through the CRM telling me when, right?
Mhm.
That by doing that, I should close one loan per 100 per month. So for every 100 people I have in there, like let's say if I have 300 people, I should be closing three loans per month just from that 300 people, either their loan
Yeah.
or their friends, family, or coworkers loan. Like they
Yeah.
refer us about as often as they do their own, they refer us. So get this. That means for every 100 people, you close one loan a month, as long as you're doing it. So that'd be for every 100 people, that'd be 12 loans a year,
Yeah.
right? So that
Yep.
means that if I do 12 loans and I make $3,000 per closing, that'd be 36 grand for every 100 people. Well, if you divide that, so all right, so how much is that worth per person? Every time I add somebody in my database, closing one per 100 per month, every time I add somebody to my database, I get $360 for the year, right? Because 36 grand divided by 100 people,
Hmm.
right? Because
Right.
I closed 12 loans, $3,000 each, 36 grand. 100 people in my database did that. 36 grand divided by 100 is $360 each. So every time I add somebody into my database and actually do the big three,
Right.
I make $360 for the year. So if I want to make another $360, I put Uncle Bob, friend Susan, friend of my wife Jeannie, like whoever, put in my database because every time I add one person in my database, it's $360 for the year. Isn't that impressive?
That's very impressive. And there's easy. So if I'm a leader, a manager, every manager should be helping their loan officers, every one of them, get that database built and built quickly. It doesn't take long, right? You can build one pretty quick, even if you're new to the business or
Yeah,
whatever. But there's a way to do that, a
yeah,
couple of ways to do that.
yeah.
But then the next one that goes right on top of that's just important. I learned from one of the smartest folks I ever met. His initials are Carl White, but you're the one who taught me this. Is you got to use Octopus marketing. You got to be in email, multiple social media platforms, video, text, because one day I'm looking at my email and I'll see something. Another day I'm too busy to look at email, right? But I catch something on YouTube or my text. So talk about a little bit about, because I see so many people, well, we use it We use our CRM and we email stuff out, right?
Yeah. So for me, the CRM basically it tells me what to do. Often, some of it does
Right,
it on its own, like emails out or maybe text out. It'll do automatically. But like it'll tell me who do I need to snail mail this month? Who do I need to call this week or today?
yeah,
And so Octopus marketing, I always think of, an octopus has, basically 8 arms
right,
to protect and feed one body. And if one arm gets bitten off by a shark, I'm not going to say no big deal, but no big deal. It's got 7 other arms to feed it and protect it while it grows a new arm, which that's what
right,
octopuses do. They grow a new arm. And so for us, email is one leg of the octopus. Doing classes is another arm.
yeah,
My past database is another arm. The listing agents on all my deals is another arm. My social media is another arm. And you have all these 8 different arms doing one at a time, of course, not starting, well, okay, let me go
right.
build 8 things, building one at a time. But the CRM is just simply thing, it does many things automatically. And the rest of the things, it taps me on the shoulder, said, hey, Carl, here's your list of 14 people you need to call today. And because it's strategic for where they are for us to
Right.
either get a referral or do their own loan. So yeah, I love Octopus marketing.
Yeah, but so many people just do you
One
again use
thing.
it for
Hmm.
email and think they're making a difference. And so,
Hmm.
and then on top of that, you go back to what we were saying earlier, personal branding of the loan officer. Take whatever your messages are, and even if it's all different platforms, it should be company and loan officer. And so, as a leader, you got to help your loan officers kind of create that and make it their own message in a positive way, in a good way, because that's will just build stronger relationships, right? Um, and and then, but limit the time. Again, I think companies let LOs either get lost in it or do nothing. What we target for is if a loan officer has the database and has the platforms and it's going to social media, if they could spend about 2 hours a week for their content, maybe they're getting the ideas from the boss or whoever, however it's, but 2 hours a week, kind of what they're going to send out for the week and get that scheduled and set up. And then about 10 minutes a day going into like my referral agents and just commenting on their posts. It doesn't have to be an 8 hour job in social media. It doesn't have to be, but a couple hours a week. How would you balance that? What do you, again, because if they get too involved, then they don't make their calls. They don't do what they need to be doing. They aren't having conversations.
I mean, for me, uh, for me, I got to do my phone calls first, and I do phone calls to set up meetings, and I do my snail mails next, and then I do social marketing to support those other things. But for me, I'm just being transparent. I've got somebody else doing that for me,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why. If I turn on Facebook, and I always say this in a joke, but I don't, but it's the truth, right? It's funny
Yeah.
but true. If I turn on Facebook, about 90 minutes later, I'm on the NASCAR fan page
Yeah.
and have no idea how I got there. And so for me, I do social media in the evenings, like for fun, like checking on my buddy Kevin and how's he doing, and
Yeah.
seeing what you do to the family, what you and the lovely Mrs. Gillespie, where'd y'all go? So I do that. But as far as from like work and going on realtors and commenting and stuff like that, I've got somebody that signs on to my Facebook page and frankly do that for me.
Yeah.
The one thing I still do myself, I do messaging because that's having a conversation again,
Right.
right? That's like texting, hey, you available here in 30 minutes for a quick call or something like that. So I love messaging on Facebook. I think that's a great thing to do. As far as doing the posting, I think it is important. I think touching them, so I'm familiar that when I call them. But let me tell you something, brother. If all I'm doing is going in and posting and not calling that person, I'm 100% wasting my time.
No, that 100%.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's the 1-2 punch. You use it to be there jabbing,
That's it.
right? But the calls where it's at.
Yeah,
And
I
if you're not going to do marketing, you got to make calls, but you
mhm,
can't do marketing and not make calls.
mhm,
Right? You
mhm.
have to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then the other is the content. I think there's two things as far as content to think
Tell
about.
me.
Again, this comes from you. One, it should be written so it's conversational. It's got to have a hook.
Yeah.
Learn this from you.
What do you mean by hook?
But I mean, a
What
headline or
what
the initial message has to grab my attention. So I want to get in
stop the
even
scroll.
further.
Stop the scroll. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a story or an example or a win that that is compelling and creates a little curiosity or
Hmm.
wow, that's
Hmm.
pretty cool kind of thing. And isn't that interesting? Or I got to remember that. And then the other one we've been doing, and it's really come from success, and very, very, very few people do this,
Tell me.
is is the Facebook retarget ads or social media retarget. Because
Oh,
for
yeah.
about 100, one of our guys, Paul Dolan, he spends
Yeah.
$3 a day, so about $100 a month,
Yeah.
right? And he will get to his targeted audience about 40,000 imprints a month, mental
Hmm.
imprint, right? They see it in
Hmm.
their scrolls. You can't do that. I mean, he gets that many impressions. It's just it's so you're there again and again and again. That's where they'll come up to you and say, "Man, I feel like I know you. I see your stuff all
Hmm.
the time," and that's where it really makes a difference.
You know
So
what I find that also helps with is like when we send our pre-approval letters over, and
mhm,
that listing agent is one of the ones I'm targeting on my social media ads. Our offer letter uh, gets put, I think, gets put to the front because they go, oh, I know that person. I know Susie loan officer. I know Carl,
exactly.
branch manager or whoever, whoever that person in.
Yeah, it helps you build that reputation.
I do. I love, so I think Facebook ads to our past database where we target them and Facebook ads to our qualified agents that we want to do business with. And we're going to be calling in addition to. I think it's a way overlooked piece of marketing. I think too many loan officers, a whole nother subject. I think too many loan officers uh, try to go the consumer direct route, not our past database, but like to strangers.
Yeah.
That was a big thing I think it's kind of simmered off as people found out it didn't actually work. So I think it kind of simmered off. Yeah, but I think those ads gave retargeted ads to realtors and our past database kind of a black eye. Cause people thinking, well, Facebook doesn't work, and it's like, no, 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 you were targeting the wrong people. So I couldn't agree with you more. I think buying those brain cells is a big deal, dude. I always think of like Skittles. Skittles. Not that I think of Skittles all the time, but so Skittles is a NASCAR sponsor on a car.
Right.
They spend about $33 million dollars a year to buy the hood of that car, to have their name on that
Wow.
car. Yeah. So apparently they've done the math and they don't sell $33 million dollars more. They profit an additional at least $33 million dollars just by, again, that's like kind of a Facebook ad, just in front of you so that when I walk into 7-Eleven, I see Skittles that I have this sudden desire to buy them, I guess. Apparently,
My head starts going around the track, and oh yeah,
yeah. So
that's
anyway, so yeah,
interesting.
I like brand awareness.
$33 million. Wow.
$33 million dollars to sit on the hood of one of a winning team. Of a
Yeah,
winning team. Yeah, $33 million dollars. That's some jack, isn't it?
yeah, that's some
Sometimes
serious
I
jack.
wonder, in that we can edit this out if I start rambling here, but like, how do you measure the success of that?
Yeah, exactly.
And you see M&Ms, you see like some just obscure Snickers, McDonald's, Burger King, Budweiser. So it's these big brands that everybody knows anyway, but apparently they feel that they need to do these, and I'm using air quotes here, retargeting ads because they sell more Skittles and Budweiser and all these other things, Valvoline and all these other, Valvoline oil and all these other things that though sometimes I wonder. if they're just making so much money that they don't know what to spend their marketing dollars on, and they say, well, we're going to throw in a hood of a car, or like watching the Super Bowl the other day, the Levi Stadium.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Levi's plays to put their name on that stadium, but do they really sell more jeans because of it? They must.
Good question.
Well,
Keeps
they
them.
must because
Yeah, but they're
they got enough
headquartered
money to.
right there in San Francisco. So
Yeah, but I don't care where their headquarters is. That stadium, put my name on there, cost just a ton of money. But it must, because they can't be. They're not stupid, because they got the money to do it.
to
Like
do
anytime
it,
I think
yeah,
somebody's stupid that's got that kind of money, odds are they're probably right and I'm probably wrong because I don't have
yeah,
the money to put my name on that stadium.
yeah.
And so anyway, hey, you want to hear a strange but true?
Yes.
What's the Seattle? What's quarterback's name? Do you remember the quarterback's name?
Oh, I can picture him. Yeah, it's weird. I
Wait,
can't remember his name.
you know who his grandfather was?
No.
The original Marlboro Man.
Really?
Remember the Marlboro Man commercials?
Yeah.
The original Marlboro Man, just a real handsome, rugged,
Yeah.
I can trust you, you got my back, dude. Marketing a horrible product, of course,
Yeah. No,
but a
no, no. But
very successful advertising campaign for
very much so.
years. And that was his granddaddy.
Oh, that's
Isn't
interesting.
that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
Wow.
that, I have no idea what that has to do with anything that we're talking about. So
But it's been a fun conversation. I
it
think.
has been hey, so wrap this into to what you guys are doing.
Well, as you know, in Leadership Academy, we coach managers, business owners, broker owners on how to build a large origination platform. And so the marketing, the attraction marketing is one of about 8 strategies we use. So if anybody would be interested in, man, can you help us figure out what we need to do with our CRM and our attraction magnet machine and get our LOs branded? We got, man, we got a lot of different ideas that are really, and they're proving to work by our clients. So we'd love to talk to you about it and see
How
if
would
we
they do that?
go to www.profitdrivenplan.com, profitdrivenplan.com. We'll, set up an appointment and look forward to talking to you
And you too can be the Marlboro Man or the Marlboro Woman
or who,
or
yeah.
the
Or Skittles, get
or
you
or, or
or,
Mr.
or on the
Skittles
hood
or
of a car.
yeah, frankly something other than Marlboro, I suppose.
Yeah,
But you get the idea. So cool,
yeah.
Sam. So
Good stuff.
profitdrivenplan.com.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, I appreciate all the great stuff you bring into the group. I love seeing the success stories that you guys are
Yeah,
constantly coming up with, and
got some people knocking it out of the park. It's a
it's
good
nice
thing.
to hang out with a leader. I appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Thanks for listening, guys.